But Barahir, the brother of Bregalas, was in the fighting further westward, near to the pass of Sirion. There King Finrod Felagund, hastening from the south, was cut off from his people and surrounded with small company in the fen of Serech, and he would have been slain or taken, but Barahir came up with the bravest of his men and rescued him, and made a wall of spears about him, and they cut their way out of the battle with great loss. Thus Felagund escaped and returned to his deep fortress of Nargothrond. But he swore an oath of abiding friendship and aid in every need to Barahir and all his kin, and in token of his vow, he gave to Barahir his ring. Happy Tolkien Reading Day! So you may be wondering what I'm talking about, and I'll give you the short of it. In 2003, the Tolkien Society organized a yearly date where they would encourage fans to celebrate J.R.R. Tolkien and his works by reading and sharing their favorite passages. Tolkien Reading Day takes place yearly on the 25th of March, which was the date chosen for when the ring was destroyed in Tolkien's epic The Lord of the Rings. You can learn more about the Tolkien Society at the link in the description below. The theme they have given us this year is love and friendship, of which I have just shared one of my favorite passages, found in the Silmarillion chapter titled Of the Ruin of Beleriand. I have one more passage to share with you today, and it is not only my top passage for the theme, but is one of the most impactful sections of literature I have ever had the pleasure of reading. The friendship of Samwise Gamgee is a model to us all. "Now for the last gasp," said Sam as he struggled to his feet. He bent over Frodo, rousing him gently. Frodo groaned, but with a great effort of will he staggered up, and then he fell upon his knees again. He raised his eyes with difficulty to the dark slopes of Mount Doom towering above him, and then, pitifully, he began to crawl forward on his hands. Sam looked at him and wept in his heart, but no tears came to his dry, stinging eyes. "I said I'd carry him, if it broke my back," he muttered. "And I will." "Come, Mr. Frodo," he cried. "I can't carry it for you, but I can carry you, and it as well. So up you get. Come on, Mr. Frodo, dear. Sam will give you a ride. Just tell him where to go and he'll go." As Frodo clung upon his back, arms loosely about his neck, legs clasped firmly under his arms, Sam staggered to his feet, and then, to his amazement, he felt the burden light. He had feared that he would have barely strength to lift his master alone, and beyond that, he had expected to share in the dreadful, dragging weight of the accursed ring. But it was not so. Whether because Frodo was so worn by his long pains, wound of knife and venomous sting, and sorrow, fear, and homeless wandering, or because some gift of final strength was given to him, Sam lifted Frodo with no more difficulty than if he were carrying a hobbit child piggyback in some romp on the lawns or hayfields of the Shire. He took a deep breath and started off. They had reached to the mountain's foot on its northern side and a little to the westward. There its long grey slopes, though broken, were not sheer. Frodo did not speak, and so Sam struggled on as best he could, having no guidance but the will to climb as high as might be, before his strength gave out and his will broke. On he toiled up and up, turning this way and that to lessen the slope, often stumbling forward, and at the last crawling like a snail with a heavy burden on its back. When his will could drive him no further, and his limbs gave way, he stopped and laid his master gently down. Frodo opened his eyes and drew a breath. It was easier to breathe up here above the reeks that coiled and drifted down below. "Thank you, Sam," he said in a cracked whisper. "How far is there to go?" "I don't know," said Sam, "because I don't know where we're going." Well, those are my favorite passages on this year's theme, which is interwoven through all of Tolkien's works. But in my opinion, Samwise Gamgee is the greatest image of sacrificial friendship and love that Tolkien ever presented. If you have some passages you'd like to share, please leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. And maybe take some time with friends, with family, to share those passages and to contemplate love and friendship, how it shows up in Tolkien's works, and what it means in your own life. Anyway, that's all for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed the readings. Hopefully I'll see you on the next video, but regardless, happy Tolkien Reading Day.